Are you a content writer trying to figure out what people are searching online and what you should write about? Luckily, there are tons of free tools that I'm going to walk through that will help you figure out exactly what the next subject is that you should write about. Welcome to the Ecom Academy. My name is Martin Christofferson, and I'll be guiding you through the basics of e-commerce. Today we'll be looking at how to do the proper research in order to find out what to write about and what people are searching online for your next article or the next piece of content that you need to write about for your website to rank higher on Google. I came up with the subject for this video because I currently am creating a blog about how to soundproof stuff, and I'm working with 7 writers who are writing all the articles. And we're about halfway. We've done 40 articles, and I'm getting a lot of comments from the writers that they don't really know what to write about next, and they have a little bit of a struggle to find content. So I've decided that I'll just make a long list of how to use proper free tools to do great research. So some of the tools that I'm going to show you are going to be very already known to you, but some tools are going to be pretty funny and very practical that I'm sure you've never seen before. Also, I've added a very simple timetable in the description down below. And at the end of the video, I'm going to walk through the way an SEO manager looks through the first search result page of Google and what you should look at in order to know what you can add to your articles if you want your content to rank higher on Google. So stick around for that. All right, first off, we're going to take a look at answerthepublic.com. It's a really simple tool, and what it does is that it tells you the most common questions people are asking in a certain subject. Now, I am writing a blog about how to soundproof stuff, so I'm just going to type in the keyword soundproof, and I'm going to click here. Now, in the free version, we're only going to get the most common questions. We're not going to get the information what is the most common ones, which you can get in the pro version. But I have written about this long enough to know more or less by using a gut feeling basically what's going to work and what not. For example, how to soundproof walls. A lot of people want to know that, but I've already written about that, so let's skip that one. Let's see, will blankets soundproof a room? That could be. I usually jump down to the alphabetical order, and it's easier, it's more organized. And there we go. That's it. This is a really good one because this is being filmed during the coronavirus outbreak, which means that there are a lot of people who just suddenly need to have a home office, and they're usually working with kids running around everywhere. So there are a lot of people who also wants to soundproof a lot of things around them. So I have the topic, and we will take a look a little bit later in the video how we can find out a little bit more information, content that needs to be put in the article, and what I can do, what content can be put in there in order for it to rank to the top of Google. Let's go to the next tool. Next tool is called Google Autosuggest. You've probably used it yourself many times before, but the technique I'm going to show you on how to use the Autosuggest is called Alphabet Soup, and it's really useful. It was developed by 2 guys over at the Income School YouTube channel. I strongly recommend you to check them out because they're probably definitely the most enthusiastic guys and the most knowledgeable probably about on-page SEO, content writing, and how to make your blog rank higher on Google. So what they suggest is that I first of all type in the beginning of a phrase that I think is going to generate leads or people searching. So let's see, it says here how to soundproof a room, a wall. This is what people commonly search for when they are typing this in. But I've already written about this, so I'm going to type in how to soundproof a let's see, bedroom wall, baby room. I've written about this, so I'm going to go to the letter C, and then I go to D and E and so on. Church, condo, a car door. Yeah, I've either written about this or I don't like these search phrases. So I'm going to go with D. And drum room. There we go. I think there are a lot of people who want to soundproof their drum room. So that's what I'm going to write about, and I'll show you later how you can find great content, or at least find out what content needs to be put in to your blog article for it to rank. But before that, I want to show you another function, which is how to, and then you put in the asterisks. If you do this, then you will find out what people have put in instead of that little asterisk over there. It seems like people are interested in how to paint a room, how to soundproof a room, how to cool a room, how to design, rent, and so on. It looks like people want to know how to make their room a little bit more comfortable. Kind of makes sense because you're going to spend a lot of time in it. So they're not only interested in how to just put in really boring panels, sound panels that are gray and boring, that bounce the sound off. They also want to make it nice looking. So a good example of what I could write about is, for example, like a really cool design that is also soundproofing, like the one that is right behind me. That yin and yang thing is actually real plants that have been conserved, and those panels are fantastic for soundproofing. Maybe that could be something I could write about. That idea is something that I got just by looking at what people usually search for. So let's go to the next tool. Next up, we're going to take a look at Google Trends. You've probably heard of this one before if you have looked at marketing videos, but I'm also going to show you a complementary tool that will help you fully grasp the works that you can do with Google Trends. Let's dig into it. First of all, let's say I want to know how it's going with soundproofing. I want to know, is it a popular thing? Do people only soundproof stuff in the summer, or what is the trend here? So I'm going Googling soundproofing, and let's see. There we go. We can see that there's a stable, although a very small growth over the last year. Let's take over the last 5 years. Let's see how. Yeah, it looks like it goes up and down, but generally, I can't really see. It seems like people are soundproofing a little less in the summer. It goes up and down, but lately it's been going up, probably because of the coronavirus. People are more indoors, so they try to they want things to quiet down a little bit. That's just my guess. So let's take a look at the word, let's say, skiing. Now, I expect this, as you can see, to be completely seasonal, which means that if I want to write or I want to sell stuff, then I want to do it, obviously, in the winter months, which makes perfect sense. I have no idea what's going on over here. Maybe you guys know what happened on the 11th of February, but the skiing community was obviously very excited about that part. So this is great. It shows you if some products or the keywords you want to fight for are seasonal or not. But this is only applicable for the keywords that you already know about, that you want to know more of. But if you don't know exactly what keywords you should look for and what keywords are trending, then this is not exactly useful. It means that you will have to look at them one by one. So there's a really funny tool that I really like. It's called Exploding Topics. What you do is you just pick the topic that you kind of like. In my case, as you can see, I couldn't find anything that has to do with soundproofing, so this tool is obviously not going to help me much. But I'm making YouTube videos and working in marketing, so I figured that maybe I'll find a cool idea for me. So let's take a look if I can find an idea for my next YouTube video. I see wave, let's see, one trending thing that seems to be going upwards is TikTok ads. But one thing that is booming, it's, yes, OnlyFans. I have no idea what that is. This is the second time I see TikTok, so maybe I should do an video about that. But here's something that I really enjoy seeing. This is something great. It says influencer. Now, this, as you can see, there's a very stable and very rapid growth over the last 2 years. And I know that a lot of people think that being an influencer is just all about being attractive. You take a picture of yourself and somehow you get a lot of money. There's actually a lot of science behind it, and it would be good for you to know how you can organically grow your influencer following base. I think that could be really interesting for people to know, because there is actually a lot of science behind it. Like, for instance, how many hashtags you need to have, and there's precise statistics about when you should post your next pictures, how many pictures, and who you should have correspondence to. In Instagram, there is real science between how many words people are using when they are commenting, and how much that reflects on how much popular you should become. All of that is a really huge topic that I can talk for a really long time about, the technical side of it. And this gave me the idea that maybe I should write more about this, because everybody wants to be an influencer, I guess, except for me. But everybody wants to know how to become one. So I could make a YouTube video or two about that. The next tool is the keyword ideas section in Google Ads. You can download this for free, and it's pretty user-friendly, I would say. I am not a big fan of how badly they're showing the numbers, because they're never accurate, but they give you a kind of a good sense of what is working, what isn't. And I'll show you an example. For instance, as I said before, my blog is about soundproofing, so I want to see what keywords related to soundproofing could be good for me to have. I've set it so that it's in English and it's in all locations all over the world. And what Google tells me here is that there are only 100,000 people searching for the word soundproof per month. 100,000, that doesn't make sense. I would expect to be a couple of times more than that. So, but keeping that in mind, it just tells me acoustic panels, acoustic foam. As you can see, the range between the highest and the lowest is very, very wide and weird. So and what's interesting though is that acoustic insulation is about 10 times smaller on average than the span for acoustic panels. I had no idea, so it means that obviously I should probably go for this keyword when I'm writing about it. Well, the second thing that this tool shows is the bidding. If people are putting very, very high bids on certain keywords, it tells me that it's very competitive, that a lot of companies have noticed that that particular keyword is really high. Let's take a look at this. For example, these keywords seem to be extremely attractive among people who are marketing these products. Soundproof siding, for instance, I have no idea what that is, and not a lot of people are searching for it, and yet there is a huge competition for it. So let's see this one, for example. Soundproof insulation basement seal, let's see what it says, ceiling. Looks like a lot of people are searching this, and there seems to be a very high competition. People are ready to put a lot of money on this. So maybe this should be my next article, to write specifically with the title Soundproof Insulation Basement Ceiling. And if I write the title like that, we can see if there's a lot of people who have actually written about that. Space between. So since there's a feature snippet, it tells me that somebody already knows about it. How to soundproof a basement ceiling. Makes sense. Cheapest ways to soundproof a basement ceiling. So as you can see, there are already SEO optimized titles, which tells me that a lot of people have also drawn the conclusion before me. And there are also videos that are talking exactly about this. So it seems like basement ceilings and how to soundproof them seems to be an attractive topic. So I should probably get into that if I want to have some of those views. Next up is a cool tool that not a lot of people know about. It's a keywords research tool, but only for the website Reddit. And Reddit is also called the front page of the internet. If you can think of a topic, then there's probably a forum about it on Reddit. Now, let's say I want to write about home improvement. Home improvement. There we go. And now I click here simply, and we see the most commonly used keywords for this particular topic. And IKEA kitchen cabinets makes sense that a lot of people are complaining about them because they're kind of tricky to do. I should know, I live in Sweden and pretty much all my furniture are always from IKEA. Let's say I want to write about garage door openers. I don't think a lot of people have written about it, So what I do is I'm going to press context, and here I see that all the answers I will find will be from the Reddit forum, this one, and you can use the citation marks to only get these words. And now I'll have a lot of topics that are in the garage door openers niche, and I can get tons and tons of ideas what I can write about. And the best part is that if there are a lot of questions about these topics that are answered in Reddit. So if you want a really high-ranking blog post that you want to write, then maybe you can take some of these answers and dig a little bit deeper into them and answer the most common questions people have, for example, about garage door openers. Next up is Ubesuggest. You should always remember this one. It's made by Neil Patel, one of the biggest names in online marketing. He has also a fantastic podcast which has very short and sweet episodes called Marketing School by Neil Patel and Eric Sue. It's fantastic and you will learn a lot if you listen to it. So in this tool, we're going to click for soundproof. We pick the United States. And we will get the general keyword difficulty for SEO, some volume, and how much we can expect to get volume there. Now, keyword difficulty. This shows if it's really difficult or not. 100 means that it's almost impossible. For example, drones or the word YouTube, like really difficult, like yoga poses. If you want to rank for those keywords, then good luck to you. It's probably not going to happen within a couple of years because there are so many competitors. 68, that tells me that there is a lot of competition, but it is definitely possible to beat it. I've seen SEO difficulties on the same keyword on different websites, and it said anything between 59 and 75. So keep in mind that many of these numbers are not completely accurate. They're just giving you a hunch. Same thing goes with all of these keyword suggestions. They're just giving you a hunch, but as you can see, they're giving you a much more accurate number than Google Keyword Planner that just said between 10,000 and 100,000, right? So this is great news. This is much more accurate, and it still gives us the difficulty. Now, as you can see, probably, even though it might not be the most accurate number, soundproof for floor is probably much easier to rank on than the word soundproof. So maybe I should write articles about that and see how that ranks, and so on. So it's a great tool, and this tool is also fantastic for site audits. It gives you tips exactly on how you can improve your SEO on your site, what you need to focus on regarding backlinks and whatnot. There are tons of uses for this website. I strongly recommend it. But that's a story for another day because we're just looking at keywords on this website right now. Remember this technique, the alphabet soup? While I was making this video, I found another tool that does the same thing, but even a little bit better. It does the same thing at all the biggest search engines, but at the same time. Now, this is gonna look horrible, but it's going to be very effective. So, how to soundproof, and then there we go. As you can see, we get a ton more results. I don't know what is going on over here, but the point is we have a lot more results than we can see on this page, right? Like, fair enough, it looks a little bit more user friendly, but if you're only going for suggestions, then this obviously beats it. So there you go. That one is called Solve with two O's. Right, here comes the fun part, which is me looking at the search engine result page, otherwise known as the SERP, as an SEO manager. And I'll tell you what is missing from the top results and what I can get from looking at this page, for example. So now, if we take a look at the top results, we can see it's 7 effective ways to soundproof your home office. Fantastic first title. It's enticing. It says 7 effective ways. Now, if we compare this with the bottom ones, it just says how to soundproof your home office, how to soundproof a home office, how to soundproof a home office. It's not really that interesting. Compare this to if I would say the most effective ways to soundproof your home office with images, or 7 fast ways to soundproof home office step by step, or home office soundproof complete guide. If I add things like that, it will definitely help out your SEO. If you want to know more details like about stuff like that, then I have other videos for that. But right now we're just looking at what is missing on the first page of Google, and what the my competitors have missed, so that we can get some ideas from them. Also, you can always look at people also ask. This is really great. If really like this one, for example, I can say, what is the cheapest way to soundproof a room? Gives me a clue that people also want to have a quick and easy solution. I open this and then I close, and now I have more ideas. How we can reduce noise between offices. All right, that could be a good clue. Do egg cartons absorb sound? This is obviously somebody who wants to have another cheap solution to this. I don't know if they help, but I mean, better that than nothing, I guess. Do styrofoam deaden sound? All right, so I keep getting suggestions that people want a cheaper solution to this. Great. We can see here that there are a lot of visual feedback on this search query. This tells me that I should include a lot of visual stuff into it, and there seems to be that Google suggests visual answers to this. And on the bottom we have even more suggestions on what you could write about. So great. Let's take a look at the top 3 results. Number 1, we see this first off, we can see really nice stock photos, but not much else. If we take a look at soundproof your ceiling, this is not really good for SEO, because these are just 3 lines. I've had a writer who literally wrote 3,000 words about this subject alone, so I am sure that you're going to be able to rank higher on this if you just put your mind to it. Same thing with this. I've had another writer write 3,000 words about this subject, how to soundproof your floor. And let's see what else. Yeah, this I've already counted actually online, and it's this is what was it, 560 words. And this is the top result using a feature snippet. So I am sure that you can do a better job than this. Let's see what else. 10 ways that work. It's a good title, and we can a lot of affiliate price. This already tells me from the bat that this person doesn't really know how to work with H2's proper structure, and it doesn't really tell me that. It tells me that this person hasn't really worked a lot with these with these products. The person who wrote this is probably somebody who just found out the information online, printed it, and just wanted to put a lot of affiliate links. So what we're missing right off the bat, good video. What we're missing right off the bat is deep knowledge that has been gathered from experts. Now you can remedy this and go to the very top of Google for this search query if you talk to a lot of experts in your field. Just send an email to a lot of your local carpenters and ask them, could I interview you for how to soundproof a home office? And you could post that video on your blog post. I'm sure that people are going to love it. And you can also have photos. As you saw, there are only stock photos here. I'm sure that's the same thing for the next one. Yeah, this isn't really that SEO optimized either. So not a lot of great content at all, nothing deep, and it's not very wide. It's not like this is a complete guide. It's not like somebody who is actually soundproofing their home office. They can just use these articles and nothing else, and this is all the information they need. Obviously not. This is not complete. So this tells me that if I create a much more deeper and more thorough guide on exactly how to soundproof your office, what you need to think of, and sections that shows that I have deeper knowledge. For example, the mistakes you need to think about that I did. That you need to be aware of when you're soundproofing an office. For example, don't I don't know, make sure that you're using the right carpet. It shouldn't be too soft because then it'll be hard to roll with your swivel chair on it, and so on. So there is a lot of content here that is missing, and there are a lot of tips just by looking at the top results. A lot of tips that it tells me exactly what I should add to the article for it to rank on Google, which is great. I'm definitely gonna start writing this article very soon. Do you want me to take a look at your website, or do you have an idea for a topic that you're struggling with? For example, conversion rate, or how to make a website, or it could be how to rank simply on Google. I'm all ears for ideas, and if you want me to cover something, please leave a comment down below. And while you're at it, please like and subscribe. Until next time, take care.